know what you should do this time?
What?
We should alternate. Like, I should say a word, and then you should say a word.
Okay.
You want to try it? I'll start.
You go first.
Okay. Hey.
Welcome.
To. Another is actually, another's one word.
Oh, another.
MOTUfigures.com.
Video.
Spotlight. We did it. Man, we're getting so good at this. It's like we know our lines and we're like hitting them. People should hire us to act in movies.
Yeah, well, let's not get on a tangent about that. Let's get to the figure.
Okay. You're ready to go. Okay, so we're doing Zodac, which, I don't know, people online may not know or may know. I'm a huge Zodac fan. I think that Zodac is one of the most underrated characters in MOTU. I think a lot of people are like, oh, Zodac, he's a boring character. He's got a boring look. The figure's boring. I love Zodac.
If you're talking about that being a boring figure, you should talk more about Stratos here.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still cool.
Well, everybody was talking about your killing Stratos thing, by the way. Okay, so we don't want to jump off. I do want to say something really quick. Merman. We just did Merman, and I forgot to tell my Merman story. So if you're jumping onto this Zodac one just randomly later on, and you haven't watched the Merman one first, I'm sorry, but I have to tell a Merman story real quick. When I was a kid, Merman was one of my favorite figures because I went grocery shopping with my grandma and my dad. And I remember being in the grocery store, and we were shopping around and looking at things, and in the middle, I think it was the cereal aisle, I saw a merman laying on the floor. I was like, Dad, there's a merman! And so my dad was like, pick it up. And so I picked it up, and we looked around, and there was no He-Man figures there or anything like that, so it wasn't like somebody like took it out of the package and threw it on the floor or something. And so we began to look around the store and make sure nobody was missing a merman figure, and that we didn't see any other little kids or anything like that in the store. And so after a while, my dad was like, I'm putting that in my pocket. And my dad put the merman in his pocket, and we left the store. And we got to the car, and he's like, here you go, here's a free merman. And I was like, that's awesome, my dad just got me a merman for nothing. And then I got home, and I remember my mom was so mad at my dad. She was so angry. She was like, you stole that! You stole that merman! He was like, well, I looked for the owner, and I left it there. Some other kid would have just taken it, and so it's better than James take it. He's a good kid, you know. And I remember, I didn't ever have the accessories for him or anything like that, yeah. But I specifically remember just loving that merman because it was something that my dad had kind of gotten in trouble for grabbing for me. And then years later, I started feeling kind of bad for the kid that left the merman there. So if you're the kid out there that left the merman in the grocery store in Ohio,
we're really
I'm sorry.
For you.
I enjoyed him, so I'm sorry. Anyway, back to Zodac. So, here's Zodac. He's a redo of the vintage figure. We keep saying this over and over again. He's done in pretty exacting style. So he's got the finned arms, the pointy fingers, and the three-toed foot, just like the vintage art.
I have a question.
Yeah.
May I hold it?
Sure, yeah. So he's pretty excellent. He only comes with one accessory, because early in the line, they didn't have to come with two accessories. They only had to come with one, and he's just a straight-up redo. So the vintage figure only had the gun and the armor, so that's all he has.
And later on, they just kept doing too many accessories.
Yeah, they started to do a little bit over, like Whiplash, I think, may have too much going on. But we'll get to Whiplash later on. I want to show him something real quick, so you can hold him again after that. The blaster is really cool. It's got like a silver barrel and an opening in it, and you can get some really cool, like, blasting poses out of him.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah. You
know those, like, shields that dude customly made? Did they make one for Zodac?
He made a sword. He made that really cool sword for Zodac. He's talking about the Spy Monkey sword. Yeah, the Spy Monkey sword. That's a good time to bring that up, actually, because we just talked about the one weapon. If you want to augment Zodac, Spy Monkey made these fantastic swords.
And shields.
He did the shields too, but the sword specifically is great for him because it's made for him.
I have a question too.
Well, I don't want to say it's made for him because that would be kind of saying that they're making accessories for Mattel stuff, which is not what they're doing. They're just making accessories for 6-inch figures. But that sword just happens to be a great fit for him because it's got like a similar logo and things. I want to talk about his stuff real quick here. On the vintage figure, you can see on the armor that there are little bullets sculpted into it, but it's real tough to see it. But on this figure, you can really make it out because they've put the paint apps on him to show his little like cosmic bullets. And I really like the way it kind of attaches all together in the back. It's got a nice you know, extra highlight of paint here where it's got a metallic thing going on.
I want that one so bad.
I think he's such a great figure. You need to get the MOTU versus DC one. I think that one's equally good.
How will I get it? It's not in this country.
No, it is in the country. We just gotta find one at Toys R Us. They're gonna hit any time. The Zodac pack?
I'd like to see when that happens.
It's gonna. Oh, we never saw the second wave, no. But I think we're gonna find the third wave. We'll get you a Zodac. It's gonna be cool.
Okay.
We'll get you a Zodac. So, yeah, I think this is a really solid looking figure. I like that they use the hairy chest mold. It's he's a cosmic enforcer. He's not supposed to look like a normal guy. He's not a normal guy. Zodac is a
cosmic enforcer.
A cosmic enforcer. He's, if you want to go by the Filmation series Bible, he's one of the Council of Elders that has gone off and is now riding the spaceways and keeping things neutral.
Story.
Yeah, the Filmation series Bible is awesome. So you want to hold him?
Yeah.
And I'm going to read the bio.
Okay.
Zodac. Check this out. Real name, Zodac Zur.
Awesome.
I'm fine with that. He can have the last name on there. That's totally cool.
Everybody
And
has a last
Zodac
name.
is Zodac. Once a member of Eternia's Council of Elders, Zodac chose to retain his human form and left Eternia after Grayskull's demise. Finding peace among the stars, Zodac was recruited by the overlords of Trala to become a cosmic enforcer, beings tasked with maintaining neutrality throughout the universe. Although he no longer calls Eternia home, the constant struggle over the Power Sword has often called him back to his native planet to maintain the eternal balance between good and evil. Here's where things start to get a little bit more confusing. Yeah. And when they didn't need to do certain things. Up to a point, I'm fine with this. Because they're tying in the Filmation series Bible, where he was once a member of Eternia's Council of Elders, and he goes off and retains his human form and maintains balance until he's called back to Eternia, all that stuff. They have to tie in Grayskull's demise, because King Grayskull is now being tied into the storyline. So, I'm okay with that, even though I'm not a huge King Grayskull fan. I'm okay with them tying it in because it needs to be. The thing I don't like is the Overlords of Trala.
There's actually something I didn't understand about King Grayskull when we did his video.
Well, hang on. We'll get back to King Grayskull questions when we get to the reissue.
Okay.
We'll tackle that. Let's just talk about Zodac for now.
Okay.
The Overlords of Trala, I'm not digging. We'll find out that as more and more bios go on, the Overlords of Trala are like the big guiding force for a lot of the things that happen.
It's supposed to be Trons there, like Orko, Uncle Montor.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if they are. We just know that they're Overlords of Trala. We don't know if they're like Orko, if they're really Tralans or what. But I don't like the fact that they're kind of driving everything. It's almost like Trala is becoming the center of everything, and Eternia is just some planet. Whereas Eternia is really like the center, that should be the center of all the MOTU-related storylines. Everything should be based on Eternia. We shouldn't have the Overlords of Trala sending out Hero and having the Sword of He tied into them, and Zodac's now tied into them. I jettison the Overlords of Trala. In my own thoughts, there is no such thing as Overlords of Trala. So yeah, other than that though, it's okay.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Overlords of Trala and it's fine. I even don't mind the name. So that's it.
Good journey.
Oh, wait. You do you now have 3 choices for Zodacs. You've got the vintage Zodac, the 2000X Zodac, and now you've got the DC versus MOTU Zodac.
Which would I choose? Which
one are you going to choose? The vintage, the regular vintage one?
It's either that or the MOTU Classics.
You mean the MOTU versus DC?
Yeah, I'm probably going to get the MOTU Classic.
Yeah, because I did say 2000X, but that is really a separate character. So as far as Zodac Zur, you have 2 choices. This one, the early one on the line, or the DC pack.
Yeah.
I think they're both equally cool.
Yeah.
I think that you could buy them both, or if you just had to choose one, I don't think you would really miss the other one for having one of the other. I think you'd be fine.
There's one thing I have to ask about this figure.
Yeah.
Does the MOTU Classic one come with the little bullets?
The MOTU versus DC one?
Yeah.
It does. It has the same harness, but a lot of people are saying it's glued on, whereas this one is not glued on. I don't know if that's true, and I would assume it's true because everybody's saying it.
I don't mind.
But I haven't actually checked mine.
I don't really mind it.
This one comes off. Well, you never take yours off anyway, so it doesn't mean anything to you.
I hate it if mine comes on accident.
Blaze really doesn't like when figures get loose limbs or if they lose their accessories or things like that. Blaze is very much my son. Because when I was a kid, I would get very upset if I would lose an accessory or something would get loose or chewed up or something like that. Okay, so that's it. We've done 2 for tonight. I think that's good. We'll save Hordak for next time.
Yeah.
So we'll sign off. You want to sign off first?
Good journey.
Good journey. We'll see you guys next time.